So there's a lot of questions online about Hawaii, and as someone who was born and raised in Hawaii, I thought I'd answer 3 that I saw on the Hawaii subreddit. By the way, I'm here in downtown and I have to pick up an aloha shirt for my son for Spirit Week because apparently he doesn't have any aloha shirts. So of course, we are here at Hawaii's favorite store, Ross. Let's go inside and hopefully they have something for him. Is this it? I think this is it. I think he's a 4T. Is that size 4? Is that right? Think about this one. $7. I don't know. What would his mom do? We're gonna go for it. We're gonna buy 2.
Morning.
Morning. Thanks. Now the question is, which will my wife like better? The blue one or the black one?
Hello from Hawaii.
There were benches over here. Okay, let me go take a sit. It's a pretty low chair. Oh my gosh, this chair makes me feel even shorter. I don't know why the chairs are so small. First question, best place on Oahu for kids' birthday party? So I'll admit that it's been a while since I've been to a kid's birthday party. Back in the day, we used to go to Chuck E. Cheese, Discovery Zone, and Fun Factory. You just give kids some tokens and pizza and you're pretty much all set. But nowadays it seems like birthday parties are getting bigger and bigger. There are these kids party centers, and when we looked at those places for our kids' birthdays, it's pretty expensive. So when it's all said and done, my recommendation is either the beach or somebody's house. We went to a birthday party at the beach. It was fine. They rented a bouncy castle, had lots of good food, very relaxed, very chill, and plenty of parking. But my personal favorite is just going to somebody's house. That's where a lot of my birthdays were. We just went to my grandma's house, had food and cake, sing happy birthday. Everyone could just relax. It was nice and simple. I don't think birthday events have to be these big things. Now, birthdays are very important in my family. We celebrate them all the time together, and it's one of the things that my parents ask that we make sure that we make time to celebrate. But I don't think they have to be this huge thing with all these games and music and live band, and it becomes more and more expensive, and honestly, it's just a lot of show. And honestly, I just want my kids to remember that for their birthday, their family was just there. Okay, can this chair sit back? Okay, kind of. Second question, I'm gonna have to sit back for this one. What is your opinion of Governor Green? So Governor Green has been in office as governor in Hawaii for roughly about a year, and definitely a lot on his plate. Before that, he was lieutenant governor dealing with a lot of the pandemic stuff, but now as governor, he's the guy in charge. If you've seen him on the news or in social media, he likes to put himself out there. I would say he's very active in the community, in the current events in Hawaii, and oftentimes we'll see him walking around in his scrubs, going to the farmer's market, or just getting exercise. So I just want to share this one story because I had an opportunity to work with him in the past. I don't know if he remembers, but hopefully he does. But we worked closely together on a project in the past. It was months in the making, where I'd go and talk with him almost every week. And for months, we planned out this project. And in the beginning, it looked like this project was gonna become a big success, something that he could attach himself to, that he was the one who pushed it through. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. In fact, I would say it pretty much flopped and became a failure. And just from the outside, it was what I would call a professional embarrassment. And it wasn't because we didn't prepare or we didn't think things through. It just, that's not the way they played out. And on the day that he found out that this project basically failed, he was nice enough to give me a call out of nowhere. He just called me and he asked how I was doing, to let me know that, yeah, things didn't really work out, but he really thanked me for the time and effort that I put into this project, because again, it was months of work, back and forth, and to find out at the end it didn't really work out, I was a little disappointed too. We ended up going out to lunch, I got to meet his wife, and it was just something that I remember him by. I know we see him on TV and he has his little worksheets and PowerPoint slides and dry erase board, but that's what I remember him for. I think it's very telling in moments of defeat, when everyone is looking at you and basically you fall flat on your face. When you are, to me, professionally embarrassed in front of everyone, it's in those moments when I think you show your true character. He could have been very angry and bitter and disappointed, and I think he was probably all of those things, but in that moment, he didn't show it. And in the weeks and months after that, he didn't show or harbor any ill will. He was just able to move on. And so that's my opinion of Governor Green. He's very involved in what's going on currently in Lahaina and on Maui, as well as everything going on in the state. But when I see him and when I think of him, that's the story that I remember. And so I just thought I'd share that with other people. Gosh, so much construction. And the final question, will there be some sort of correction in the housing market, or are the prices we see today basically the fair market value of homes here, and we can expect these types of prices for a while? I talked about housing in Hawaii in the past, and basically my impression is no. There's gonna be no correction of pricing unless the market is flooded with a lot of affordable rentals. And when I say the word affordable, what I mean is cheap, and not cheaply built or cheaply constructed or poorly maintained. I'm talking about cheap as in when a regular person, your average person, hears the price for rent or for sale, they think to themselves, bruh, that's cheap. Because what that's gonna do is get the interest of a lot of people, especially a lot of local people, away from buying and more towards, oh gosh, sorry. Sorry, that guy threw me off. Because what that's gonna do is move a lot of people away from wanting to buy to now renting. And if the places that they can rent are well maintained and nice with amenities and good location, they're not gonna want to buy. I know for us, if there was a cheap rental here in town, somewhere in town with good amenities, close to schools and close to jobs, why not? We'd sell our place and just rent. But the problem is Hawaii is not building enough of any type of housing quick enough. I mean, we need a lot of housing fast. My suggestion was to build a lot of affordable, cheap rentals around the rail stations. Build them now while the rail is still out far west and it hasn't quite connected into town. Because once it comes into town and that rail becomes this utility, it becomes useful, any project built on the rail, it's not gonna be affordable anymore. It's gonna be expensive, it's gonna be luxury, and it's gonna be a very big missed opportunity. And I understand that right now, if you build the condos, people are still gonna have to park, they're still gonna have to drive into town. But when this rail project gets built in 8 to 10 to 15 to 20 years, and it connects to town, then people won't have to drive anymore. Then they can take the rail from wherever they're living to downtown and walk. And that's what we're all counting on. The state can't necessarily control when the rail is gonna be completed, when it's gonna connect, or where it's gonna connect, because it's a county project. But what the state can control is what is being built around those rail stations today. And I think if those projects are built right now, 10, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, the infrastructure will be set up so that, hey, people will have a place to live. Local families will have a place to live. All right, so with that, let me know what you think in the comments below. Hopefully my wife appreciates these Aloha shirts for my son. Aloha Friday is this week, so we'll see if you like either of these shirts. Thanks for watching, and aloha.